What's up, guys? Thank you guys for tuning in. Welcome to the first video on the Beautiful Morning Vlog. So today we're going to be talking about why so many people fail in trying to break bad habits and how to actually stop those cravings, really reduce the amount of importance that you put on that bad habit and change that into more productive and healthy things for your life. So the first thing to consider, when people start breaking a bad habit, they begin to entertain this thought process that they are never going to be able to do that thing again. That's putting an enormous amount of pressure on yourself to make sure that every single option that you have in the future, to binge eat, to binge watch, to smoke, to drink, you're never going to do it again. Now, I'm not saying that this type of commitment isn't what you need. I'm saying the opposite. You don't want to put this amount of pressure on yourself, but you do want to develop a healthy relationship with the things that you do want. How do you do this? I'll give you an example. A lot of people right now are concerned about food, water, and money. Now, we can really say it's under one subcategory, and that is the cash. So there's really one thing people are worried about. Why are they going to the supermarket and buying jugs of water, buying the Fiesta size pack of Oreos? I didn't even know this existed. I swear to God. But I've seen it. I've seen people buying this stuff. So how do I know that people are concerned about money? They're buying the biggest items they can find. But what kind of problem does this bring? It brings the issue of binge eating. When you have all that available and you can't control the level of cortisol in your body, you are naturally going to go to that. Even though you know it's bad for you, that area of the brain, the prefrontal cortex, where that information is stored. You may think, I'm never gonna do that again. Man, I regret that so much. I'm not gonna eat again. When you are stressed out, that's the first part of your brain to go offline. And it's kind of scary to think about how the part of your brain that's actually aligned with reason and logic is the first system to go offline, but that's the way it is. That's why mindfulness comes in really, really handy. What the 1-day rule is you say to yourself, you know what, maybe I can resist this for 1 day. Because if the brain knows that the risk of not having it for 1 day is less than the risk of not having it for the rest of your life, that means your chances of actually succeeding are significantly higher. It's a really, really great boost in motivation. It's going to lead to more productivity in your life. What the 1-day rule does is it takes your brain from putting this enormous amount of pressure on itself to keep performing day in and day out. It gives your brain the chance to rest. It really puts stuff in perspective and gives you that clarity that you need to actually start making the right decisions. So another thing that I want to mention, most people eat to stop the craving. They're not eating because they actually enjoy the food. They're eating to stop the craving. This is a big part in understanding why you do the things that you do, why the patterns in your life are never dealt with. Why do people watch 4 hours of TV straight? Do you think they enjoy everything they're watching? Some people probably do, I'm not gonna lie. But are they enjoying it as much as they would if they didn't need to enjoy it? Consider this. When you feel anxious, when you feel stressed, what do? Do you sit with that feeling, or do you go and eat something? Do you go and watch something? Don't beat yourself up. This is another point that I want to drive home. When you feel these cravings and these urges, you need to realize you came into this world with nothing. You came into this world with no cravings except for your basic needs. You're gonna leave this world with practically the same thing, only your basic needs. This is just extra stuff. Now, I want to get into this point because this is really important. Does this mean that you can't enjoy anything? Do you have to go camp out in the woods, give up technology, give up your phone, any bad habit that you have? No, but the thing with these bad habits is that if you actually take the time to enjoy what you're doing, you'll find that maybe you won't need as much of it. I'll give you another example from the black and white cookie. Now, I was having cravings for the black and white cookie. So what did I do? I sat down, sat with the cravings. I'm like, why am I having this? This is a big factor on really understanding yourself and being able to soothe yourself. If you guys aren't familiar with the term self-regulation, it's a term that describes a person's ability to basically go through a stressful situation, come back to baseline. People who are self-regulated are the most fun to be around. They're the ones that are always inspiring others, always with the most laughs. Why? Because they experience every situation for what it is. They're not coming into the situation with a predisposed viewpoint that it's gonna go wrong. When you get these cravings, I want you to sit down and I want you to actually experience them fully. And I want you to realize what inside you is asking to be acknowledged, what inside you is asking for permission to heal, to resolve itself. Because what food is just a symptomatic solution. You get the craving, so you go eat. But where is the craving coming from? Is it coming from that feeling of anxiety that you don't know what's gonna happen? Is it coming from that feeling of fear that you don't know if you should inject yourself with Clorox because maybe that will cure the virus? I don't know. The most important thing here is to allow space for yourself, is to feel it fully. And even if you do end up having that cookie, even if you're still taking it one day at a time, you just decide today is the day. Maybe I'll cheat on my diet, maybe I'll treat myself. That's completely okay. Just experience that fully to get the most enjoyment out of it and to get the most fulfillment into your life. That's really the goal. Life is a long-term process. These cravings lead you to a short-term solution. What's really important here is that you start to settle down and realize that you are trying your best at any given moment. This is a tool for you to use. Don't make it another thing that you're a slave to do. Don't make it another job that you have to do. Discovering things about yourself should be fun. Getting healthy, getting fit should be fun. If you come into the situation with a positive, open-minded attitude about yourself and the journey that you're about to take, I trust you. It's gonna give you more results. It's gonna give you more happiness. So please, take what I said today and try to use it in your own life. See what happens. I really hope this resonated with you. I really hope you enjoyed it. And I'm so excited to finally be sharing information with you guys on this blog. It's really a pleasure to do so. And I thank everybody for watching. Thank you. Have a good one.